talk about right now is just the question of when you're teaching a kiddo how to use a device, do you start with a small grid size or do you start with a large grid size and hide buttons as they're developing their vocabulary? Um, when I first started, I'm always learning. Hopefully, everybody's always learning. And when I first started, I was just wondering how, you can start a kiddo on such a large grid size when they're just starting to learn vocabulary. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. So, but I've been doing, some research um, and listening to people who know more about this than I do. And it seems that the best thing to do, um, because kids learn the devices and the vocabulary either through visual scanning or learned motor plans. Also, the software is set up in a specific way um, per page so that it's easier for the user to learn vocabulary and know where things are. That it's probably better. It seems like what I'm going to do from now on, I think it seems that it, for me, it would be better to have a larger grid size for my kiddos and then just hide um, the vocabulary that we haven't introduced yet. So let's say we're going to animals. What I did was I hid everything on the animals page except for what we're learning. So I'll show you. So you can see all this is hidden, okay? Because right now I am working on cow, horse, pig, goat, donkey, llama, sheep, and chicken with my student or my client. I kept sounds more there and colors. But instead of moving these around at any point in time, I'm going to keep them here always. So that once they learn where those animals are, that vocabulary is, um, they can go right back to it when they want to talk about it. So let's say they want to talk about a horse, so they're making a sentence and then they want to select horse. There it
Horse.
is. And then tomorrow, if they want to do it, it's going to be there. And the next day and the next day is going to be there. I'm not going to move it around. Um, that way, it's easier for them to navigate, and at some point, they don't even really have to think about what page should I go to? It's just like more, it's kind of rote. And so what I'm going to do is that when I start introducing more vocabulary, once they've mastered, these animals, since we're talking about the animals, I'm going to start adding. Okay, so I'm going to essentially, I'm going to unhide. So I'm going to go to edit page, and then let's say we're now introducing a rooster. Oops, sorry, I forgot to do hide mode. We're now going to introduce rooster and turkey. Um, so I'm gonna then hit done and I've unhidden them and there they are. And if the kiddo wants to talk about them, that's fine. But if they want to start talking about a horse and a cow again, then they know exactly where they are, horse
Horse.
and cow, because
Cow.
I've not moved them. They're in the same place. I've just added more vocabulary as their vocabulary, their repertoire is expanding. Um, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. Start with a small grid size with fewer words, or start with a larger grid size and hide the vocabulary that we're not working on yet. Um, and that way we can keep things and also not moving things. Sorry, that way things will stay where they are, so that they'll always stay there. They know where they are. They don't have to. They can navigate easily, and we just keep adding and adding as their vocabulary expands. All right, thanks guys again.